All right, so what do we have going on today? We have Mobile Agent. It is the two products are going to be ShowingTime and also Homesnap Pro. Pro means that you're a realtor, and we offer the premium version as well. There's also other different ones that you can pay for. So I want to make sure that everybody has their apps downloaded. So we have both. There she is, Homesnap and ShowingTime. So I need to make sure that everybody does. So we have the polls in here. Hi, Miss Lisa.
Good morning.
All right, I'm going to launch our first poll, which is have you downloaded the Homesnap app? All right, I guess we are getting 60% participation today. So of the 60% who are participating, it's all yes. And I would assume that everybody's downloaded ShowingTime. I am going to be in the background today. Lisa Harris, our instructor, she is a realtor just like you guys with a little bit of experience. So without further ado, I'm going to turn this over to Lisa. She's going to be going through the apps for you. And if you need anything, I'll be in the background checking those questions for you. All right, I'm turning mine off. And
thanks. I'll check in here and there for questions. Thank you. Okay, thanks everyone for joining us today. I am going to take you through some mobile agent apps that we have. So the first one's going to be Homesnap, and we're going to walk through what Homesnap can do, how you can pull disclosures, and you can get all the information on listings, send them to your clients, and do searches and give them access to it as well. We're also going to take a look at ShowingTime today. So I'm going to go ahead and show my screen. I'll be turning my camera off. And just like Deb had mentioned, you can go ahead and type in the chat bar if you have any questions along the way. And if I'm going too fast, please let me know. I will stop here and there just to ask for questions, and I can repeat things and go over it again too. So I'm going to turn off my camera and show you my screen. So just bear with me for 1 second here, please. Okay, and hopefully you can see my screen at this point. I'm going to take you over to Homesnap. So hopefully everyone has this downloaded. So your Homesnap should load, and we're going to take a look at a few things. So I'm going to keep my arrow here. Hopefully you can see that so I can show you as I'm walking through things. So at the very top of your screen, when you first open this up, you're going to see there's going to be a little toolbar here with a magnifier, and you've got a camera. The toolbar allows you to put in a location, a zip code, and address. The camera will allow you or your client to take a picture of a property, and it will pull all the information for you. At the very bottom now, if you are in an Android, your view is going to be a little bit different. I'm sorry, I'm not sure what order it goes in, but the iPhone, I've got an iPhone, so the view that we have for the iPhone is the left corner here will be any news and information. Your messages from your clients will be in here. This section here in the middle, this is where your search bar is. So this is what you're looking at right now, which is right here in the middle. That's your homes. You've got Pro Agent, we have some options in there, and then me. So we will be walking through all these tabs. So let's start off at the very top. So right now mine has Sterling Heights. You can go ahead and I'm just going to remove Sterling Heights real quick. Oops, I keep trying to do it with my mouse, which won't work. So I'm going to do this real quick. So I'm going to type in, we'll put Shelby Township in. I'm going to type in a location. And again, you can put in a full property address, you can put in a zip code, and find whatever you're locating. I'm going to try and locate on here. So once it opens up, the map will open. It actually will draw a map around that location. I'm going to zoom out a little bit here to show you. And now I have an option to change it. Right now it's showing for sale properties. Now if I wanted for rent, there's a tab right here. It gives you an option to select for rent properties, for sale, and all homes. So all homes it's going to pull up your expireds as well, withdrawn, canceled items that are not ever been listed. To the right of that, you have a sort button, which is right here. And it gives you an option to sort. It's trying to load. So let me go back to for sale properties because this has got too many when I pull everything. So when you select sort at the very bottom of your screen, you will have an option to sort from dates, bedrooms, bathrooms, price range, square footage, year built, and lot size. I like to sort mine typically by price. And to the right of that, you have a filter. Now, a lot of these features I'm showing you here, your client will have the same access. So the filter, and this is what I always suggest, is they go in there and they fill in what they're looking for. And they can also save this. So that way, each time they're opening up that area, they can select that saved search and it will load everything. So there's a lot of options here. So under for sale, I've got my status. And if you just click on any of these, it'll open up your options. So right now mine's pulling coming soons and for sales. If they want to see, for example, sold or something that's pending in the area, they can go ahead and select those as well. And then you go back. So there is a arrow here. So just to go back, you just click the filter again, takes you back to that page. So if they want to put a price range in, they can. Price restrictions or reductions only. So anything that had just reduced in price, that will pull up for them. How many bedrooms? How many bathrooms? What type of property? Are we looking for houses, condos, townhouses? This again has selected everything. So if I'm just looking for homes in the area, I'm going to go ahead and just touch these and remove everything else. So I'm going to switch mine down to houses and condos. And then I'm going to select my arrow to the top left to take me back. And under property type, now listing type. So if they want something that's for sale, new construction, auction, foreclosure, or short sale, I'm just going to leave all mine turned on. Select your filter to go back a step. And date, if there's a date range looking for, again, if you're doing sold properties, you may want to put a date range in there. Square footage, lot size, year built, how many stories. They're looking for specific school ratings. It will give an option for their HOA fee. Again, there's a lot of options in here. Basement, heating, cooling, pool. And then your very bottom one is your sort. Additional amenities will give you a few other features in here as well. Okay, so once they have everything in here, or you do, they can select apply, and that's going to save those changes. Okay, now just loaded the properties you can see here on the map. Also below my map, I can see the properties individually. So if I want more information, all you're going to do is actually click on whichever property they're interested in, or they'll click on whichever property. And let's find my houses in here. These are all condos in the beginning. Let's find a home. This is actually, let's do this one. Once you click on it, you'll see a larger view of the house. At the top, there's a few tabs. They can click on photos from here. You have an option for flashback. Now, flashback photos will only show if you're a pro agent. Pro Plus, I'm sorry. We're all pro agents. Pro Plus is an additional fee. With Pro Plus, it does give you other items that you can access in here, but it also runs ads for you and it puts you out on Google. So, and you'll see some of my items in here as we go because I do have the Pro Plus. It gives you an option for commute and the map. There's a star in the top right corner. So I tell my clients, select that star if you like this property, because what it does, it drops it in their favorites. And then I can pull their favorites and schedule showings. I do it for myself sometimes too, to take, keep an eye on specific properties, maybe for a client. So I do hit those stars as I go. Under the price here, you'll have an estimated mortgage amount right above it. It'll give you the price for sale and the property address. And it gives you some basics: 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1190 square foot, built in 2005. Now, if I scroll down further, it will tell you a sell speed. So they've got, again, this is a Pro Plus option. So it will give you insights on what the sell speed is in that area. Cancel and go back. I can send a quick CMA right from here. Net sheet calculator. So right here, I can figure out about what their proceeds are. So if this is my client's house that they're selling, I can figure out what their proceeds are right from here. I can schedule right to showing time. So if I select schedule a showing time, it will take me into my showing time app and I can schedule a showing. Go down a little bit further. I now can see the property history. So I can see this has been listed for 97 days. I can see my price range on here, or price changes, when it went for sale. So it looks like August 3rd was the list date. They did a price change on the 16th and another price change on the 22nd of August. And I can see when it sold last for $144 back in 2018. If I want to keep an eye on this property, maybe this is something my client would love, but it's priced way too high, I can select notify me of a price change. And again, your client can do the same. I can see the agent information. If I select Olivia's name, it will take me into her contact information as well. And hit the arrow back at the top left corner. Whenever you select something, you should look for the arrow in the top left to take you back a step. So I'm going to go back. With the Pro Plus, I can also see all the related people in here. So these are the owners. Listing details, which is going to be agent remarks. Your property summary. If I want to see the full listing details on this property, if I select, there's a print right here under print listing details, it will actually open up the full listing ticket on it with all the information. So this is your full detail that we have in Paragon. So I'm just going to hit done in the top left corner, take me back a step. All right, and then here is, I'm sorry, this is your agent remarks. That was your public. This is all your agent information. So commission will be in here, list date, days on market, your compensation, your showing information, pricing details, occupancy, what financing they're accepting, and any disclosures. Now, if the agent has uploaded disclosures, I can pull these right from here. So this is great. When I go walk into my listings now, I don't take a printout anymore. I pull all my listings in Homesnap, because as I'm standing there with my client, I can click on this and open up their disclosures. They're right here. And then I can send this at the bottom of my screen. I've got that arrow with a square right here, and I can click on that and text it or email it right to my client as we're standing in the house. So this to me is very helpful. Typically we'll go through this and we'll discuss if they're interested, maybe some of the items that are on this disclosure. I'm going to select done, take me back a step. It has some listing and media information in here, some stories and photos, and some of the shortcuts from the top. More listing details. And if you look at the bottom underneath interior features, there's a show more. So if you select that show more, it will open up all the additional information for you. So everything you need from the listing is in this Homesnap report. So everything you need is right in here. And again, you can see as I'm scrolling through this in the bottom right corner of my screen, I have this square and arrow that allows me to text this or email it to a client. I can star it again for my favorites, and I can send a message as well on this. Okay, so as I get to the very bottom here, I've got local school information. It will give me their ratings as well. Property lines, I can open up this map, and if I was standing in the property right now, I can actually walk through the property lines as with my phone, and it will actually show me, it shows flags on the property. Since I'm not there, I'm not going to be able to see it, but once I click on it, it will actually walk me through. You've got the arrows down here, and it'll walk you through where the property line runs. So a lot of times I'll be standing in a property and my client will be looking at the yard, and they'll be asking, well, are those trees on my side? Are those on the, on the neighbor's side? Is this, so they want to know where their lines run. So this is a great way. And actually, when you're looking at the map right in here, as I walk, this is going to move, and this will tell you exactly where you are within the property line as well. Okay, so I'm going to close this out. So there's an X here on this one, top right corner. Click your X, takes you back. And then below that is similar listings in the area. So if they love this and they want to see if there's anything else in here, I can take a look real quick and see what's in this location and what's available. Okay, so that is all the information once you pull the full listing. I'm going to select back in the top left corner of my screen. It's going to take me back a step. And I want to show you on here, I'm going to go back to my map. Let's see, let's go back to the map. To the very top, there it is. So if you look in the right bottom corner of your map, this is a GPS locator. So if I'm standing in a house and I want to find it real quick on my phone, which typically I do this as well, I will click on my GPS locator. It will move my map wherever I'm at, and then I can find the listing and click on the listing, and then it will pull it up for me. So that's a fast way to get your listing as well. And let's take a look here. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you now, once I clicked on my map, if you notice, I lost my list. So if you look to the bottom right corner of my screen now, I have additional icons. So the first one here is going to be your commute. So if I want to add another address in here and I want to say maybe how far is this location to the client's work, they want to be so far, I can type in their address and it will give me that information. I'm going to hit cancel on the top left of my screen. Underneath my commute, you are going to have your little drawing tool here. So I clicked on it, and what this allows you to do is I can draw a new map on here and just search that map. So if I want to, you're just touching, if you notice, you can see my beautiful unstraight line coming through here. And wherever you started is your end, and it now just created a new map for me. So if you notice, all the homes around it disappeared. Now it's just pulling within this area. So if my client says, you know what, these are the streets I really like, I'd like to stay within this area, well, great, let's take a look and see what's available. And you can see all my reds are my sold. So if I want to get rid of these, don't forget you've got your filter tool up here, and you can pull and remove whatever you want on there. Okay, so if I want to save this, so for example, my client said, love this, this is it, this is where I want to be. If you look right above, save search, if I click save search, I can now type in a name for the search. So typically I'll put my client's name. If I have multiple for them, I may put their name and the location, and then just hit save. And hit cancel, take me back a step. Okay, and if I want to remove this outline, you can, to the left here, I can remove it. So I just click remove outline, and then it pulls all the properties back for me in Sterling Heights. So this is a huge area. So as I zoom in here, you can see it opens up more. Okay, so back to the right side of our screen. So under your drawing tool, that's again your GPS locator. So it will move the map to wherever you're standing. Your layers, let's take a look at your layers. You have two options in here. First thing is schools. Let's want those. And now I can find the schools in the area. So everything with a graduation cap is supposed to be a school. So let's click on it. It will tell you what the school is. I'm going to, bear with me 1 second. I'm going to remove my solds because I know it's harder to see my map. So let me just remove some of these. So that way, oh, perfect. So now I can go back. So here, for example, there's a graduation cap at Stevenson High School. And I can also see the scores in the school zone by selecting that as well. And if I go back to my layers, I can see a satellite view. And this is a great way if I just want to zoom and take a look at what's around that property. So my client says, what are these all fenced? Can you see, is there a pool next door? Whatever it might be. This is, I can take a look and see what's going on with the satellite view. So those are under your layers here. So I'm going to go back to, let's remove those. So all you're doing to remove them is just go back to the layers, touch them again, and it removes those items. And then the very last thing here is your list. So that will split my view again to my map view at the top, my list at the bottom, so I can see the properties. Okay, so that is everything in here as you're running searches on your home. So we've pretty much gone through all of them. The one thing I didn't show you, I'm going to open one of these up again, is to view the inside of these homes. Oh, there's a foreclosure, surprisingly. There isn't any of these nowadays. So this property right here, we didn't walk through at the very top our options. The first thing I want to look at is photos. So now to see all the photos, I just touch, all I'm doing is touching it. There's my front view. And now I can just swipe through and see this property. Not too bad for foreclosure. Okay, and when they're done, you just go ahead and hit close in the top. And again, always watch for that little star in the bottom right corner. So if you want to mark things as a favorite, let your client know, have them mark them as favorite. It just saves everyone a lot of time instead of them sending you, all the properties. And if you look at the bottom underneath all the photos here, I have the commute again, the street view. So if I want to view on the street, so as I'm standing in front of the house, I can actually move this around. So I'm just moving my phone around. So I can see everything around, see what the neighbors look like across the street. So gives me a lot of options. And then the map is at the very bottom right here. Takes you back to your map view. Okay. So when you're done with this one will be the top right X. So this doesn't have a background, just the X, takes you back to your listing. So everything that I just showed you that is up here is also when I selected the photos were at the bottom. So commute, street view, and map. All right, I'm going to select back right here at the top left of my screen. Takes me right back to this main page. Okay, so we've gone through everything you have as far as tools for searching in here. And again, if you want to add a search and save the search, you can go ahead and type that all in there, and that way you can save those searches as you go. Okay, and when you click in this box, one of the great things too is it does keep your saved searches right here. So I can go back down to see all my saved searches to load them. And you do have an option to adjust these searches. So if you look here on the right side, this little gear will allow you to edit that search. So I'm going to hit back in the top left of my screen. Everything that I viewed recently will be just underneath. So if I looked at something a few days ago and I wanted to go back and see which property that was, I can hit view more and I can see these are all the recently viewed properties that I actually opened up into the and looked at. So I'd selected these at one point. So if I'm looking for something specific, which I've done this where I've been at a property, selected it, and walked through with my client, and then I forgot to either put a star and save it so that I'm trying to remember the address. This is a great way to find it quickly. Okay. So I'm going to hit the back, takes you back, and I can hit cancel, takes you back to your main screen. So again, that's everything in our Homes tool at the bottom. So we're going to go to the left on our screen bottom, and we're going to go to News. So News will give you Just quick information. First of all, it tells you things that are going on the market. So there's some articles in here, but it's going to tell you what's happened recently. So you can see here, this is just gone off the market, and it tells you who the agent is. This is a house that I just listed in Houghton Lake. If anyone has someone looking in Houghton Lake area, I've got a cute little cottage here. So it will show me my listing there. And if I go down further, this one was withdrawn. And this is off market, this is for sale. So this is just more recent activity going on in the market right now. So it just shows you certain things that have happened. If you have clients in here, which I'm going to show you how to invite those clients, if they favored a home, you'll see it in here as well. Okay, so at the very bottom of my screen, again, to the right of that is messages. My clients can send messages to me about properties. So if I look here, for example, my client here, had sent me a property and she told me that this one she'd like to see. So we can go back and forth about any properties. They can send it to you and send you messages about them as they're looking at them. So all they're doing is they're clicking on this little balloon and it will be on the properties in the bottom. As they're scrolling through next to the star, they should see that little balloon and tell them if they want to send you a message, they have a question, they want to send you that property, they can go ahead and click on that and send you a message along with it. Okay, so to the right of that, and again, if you're on an Android, I'm sorry, I know your view is going to be a little different, but to the right of your messages is your homes, which we've already looked at. That was where we started off. To the right of that is Pro Agent. So let's take a look at Pro. Okay, so as a Pro, and Pro Plus, you get a few other items, but everyone has an option to advertise. So if you want to advertise on here, it is additional fees. You can select advertise a listing. So for example, mine just went up, my Houghton Lake. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. It's going to show you previews. If I want to run an ad on this on Google, this is what my preview looks like. If I swipe over, this is my Facebook ad. And next one should be my Instagram. And also Waze. And actually, Colleen has advertised her listings on this, and she has received calls, and she actually sold a listing when she advertised on here. So she loves using the advertising option here. Again, it is a fee, but they do sometimes run some great specials. So if I want to see the prices, in the bottom right corner here, I have an X, and it will show you here what the price is. So for example, if I want to do Facebook, you just click on it. It will show you what the lowest. If you basically just swipe this right now, I'm at the lowest. So it looks like $39 would be the cheapest one. And if I go down a little bit, it will tell you what kind of performance you're going to get from running that ad, how long it's going to run for, what kind of views you'll get, how many clicks, and so forth. And you can also design and edit your ad the way you want to show up. And if I hit down here, I can look at any of these. So Instagram, for example, if I want to see what the first, so $39 as well. And again, it goes up higher. Obviously, the higher it is, the more views, the more it pushes out. So again, it's up to you if you want to use these. This is just an extra feature. So, and I am going to go back the top left here of my screen. And I'm going to click the X here on the right side of my screen. We're going to close out my ads. Okay. So back to, and I'm just clicked on my Pro Agent at the bottom again, took me back to here. So this is supposed to be for leads, a concierge move option here. Again, I have not used this one yet. This is something else that there's going to be additional charge. Now there's a lot in Homesnap. You don't have to spend an extra penny. It is all part of your membership. But if you are looking for additional items to help for advertising or whatever it might be, you can go through these items here in your agent-only features. Okay, I can farm my zips, and let's take a look at my dashboard. So the fourth one down here under your Pro Agent. So I have since I am Pro Plus, I have the Google Business Profile. So what it does is it creates a profile for me and it pushes my information out on Google. So you can see here, I have how many views and searches and how many people may have sent me messages. When I hit view website, it should take me into it once it loads. Oops. And now I can actually, looks like I can search from here, but where is, oh, there it is. So this gives you a little bit more of a report. That's what I was trying to show you here. So it tells you basically what people have seen and what they've done going through your site, and so how much has helped you. Again, my main reason for having my Pro Plus is so I can show agents what the options are out here when I'm teaching the classes. Okay, so, and then you can see your listings as well in here. It shows your listings. So I'm going to hit the back button here in the top left, and you can request reviews as a Pro Plus. I can manage my website from here. I'm not sure why it's not showing me my website information here, so I'll take you into another area to find it. Manage clients and contacts. So under there, we're going to go to clients and contacts. So in order to add a client, you can search them right in your phone. So you can type in your client's name. So if I put in my client's name, it will locate them for me. And then I can send them an invitation to Homesnap, and then they can accept it. Homesnap is an app they can download. Anyone can download Homesnap. But in order to receive MLS data, they have to go from your invitation. Plus, that also links them to you as an agent. So as they're marking things as their favorites, you can see them. They can send you messages and so forth. So in order for them to show up as your client, you need to make sure they use the link you send them, whether it's an email or a text. If you can't find them in here, you can just type in their phone number. You can type in their email address, and it will pull them up that way as well. Cancel up here. So favorites. So if you look here, right underneath search clients, if I select favorites, I can see if I have, like I have agents that are favorites, but if there's certain people in here that I'm keeping as my favorites, so I can check on them, it should show up in here. This should actually load all their favorites. We'll see in a second if it does. Recently viewed. So anything that looks like anyone that recently viewed my information, I'm assuming. Let's see, agents. So yeah, anyone that looked at my information, I can see who it was, who I invited. So these are my clients. So anybody that I have sent it to, if they have not accepted, this will give you an option to resend the invite. Anyone that has requested it, they've requested access to it, then you can accept it and allow them in. Okay. So, and there's another place you can add them as well. So I will show you that once we get to it. So I just hit my back button, went back. So if I want to find an agent, so a lot of times when I'm looking up properties and I want to call the agent on it, or I just show the property and I want to call an agent, I may go in here and search for the agent. So I can actually type in the agent's information. So let's type in my info. And if you want to check yourself, you can. You can see how it pulls up. And you just hit search. Here's my info. And this is the information they get. So you can see here at the very top, they can message, and if you go down further, my contact information and business hours, business description, and then they can see my listings. They can see my sales. So right here, and this is another agent, actually not a client. So for sale properties that I've had, maybe for rent, and this goes 24 months back. So 17 listing sites, 11 buyer sites. And if I want to see more, I can go in here and pull up the listing sites and take a look at what actually sold. And sometimes they will list and they may have been expired. Just because you see the numbers doesn't always mean that those are the totals. So you might want to click on those sites if you're looking for something specific. But my buyer sites as well, I can see my sales from here and 24 months back. So as I go back, anything new. So as a Pro Plus agent, you can see I have articles here. So this is just being sent out for me with my Homesnap Plus Pro Plus membership. It's sent out on Google. So you can see I have all these articles in here that they send out for me, which is nice. And then my listings will be sent out as well. So when my new listings come in, those get sent out. Okay. And then recent photos will show down here. Okay, so I'm going to hit back in the top left corner of my screen. So that is how you search for an agent. Again, agents will search for agents. This is all we're looking at in here. So the agents are the ones viewing your information from this point. You can mark agents as your favorites. You can see the recently viewed agents, your office agents, which this a lot of times I might be looking for one of the agents in my office. I need their phone number information real quick. Like the one for Heather here. I can select her and I can get her information right from here. But I use this a lot as an address book because it's easier for me to have to, instead of looking up the listing, just to go in there and find the agent. Okay, and then you've got Homesnap Pro University. So there's some classes in here as well that will help you out. We always have classes. We have our handouts. We have our YouTube videos. So we have lots of options to help you out as well. Hit done. And help and feedback. So there's frequently asked questions in here. You get feedback as well. If you're looking for something specific, it's broken down sections for you. Okay, I'm gonna hit done on the top right of my screen. And then the last section is me. So we're gonna go down to the bottom of our screen again, very right, and we're gonna select me. Okay, so when you select me, again, you're gonna see yourself in here. If your photo is not showing up, if you don't have the correct information, top left of your screen is your gear. Let's look at our settings. And in here, you can update my info. So if you need to make changes to any of your contact information, you hit back, you can update my zip codes, specific zip codes that you might want to keep an eye on. These will be your preferred ones. Hit back, and you just type them in and it'll save them for you. Payment methods is only needed if you're planning on doing additional items such as advertising or you want to do the Pro Plus membership. Your options for your notifications. So do you want email? Do you want them pushed whenever someone sends you that private message? I like to see both because those are my clients. So anyone I invited, if they send me any type of message, this is where it's going to push it to you or send you an email. Property alerts. Do I want alerts on any of the houses that I've saved? So if I've saved one that I'm keeping an eye on, this will give me alerts, whether it's the text push or the email. Save searches, any of my save searches. Do I want, if there's a new listing, do I want notifications? Review requests. If I want to send out review requests from agents, I can receive those. Ad proofs, if I am advertising. Ad performance reports, if I want to know when that comes through. Facebook comments, again, these are if you're doing that additional advertising. Homesnap agent only listing news and alerts. If I want to see those, I get those weekly for the Homesnap agents. And I can get text messages too as well. Any new leads, if someone sends me information. Someone can find me on, I can use this link, for example, and put it on my website. And if they click on it, they can request access to Homesnap and they will come in and it'll tell you there's a new lead. A new client, when they accept your invite, who's viewed me, any survey requests that I may have sent out, feedback on those. Access details reminders, Homesnap marketing. Again, some of these items you may not want turned on. So whatever you don't want to receive notifications on, just turn them off. You just click on this and it'll toggle them on and off. Okay, so let's sit back in the top left. And if you want your sounds on, sounds on. So when a notification comes on, it does alert you. If you don't, you can turn it off. Do you want to share your photos anonymously? So if you want to send them to somebody without your contact information, you can. Your privacy settings. So if there's a private mode and regular mode. If you want to connect to an Apple TV, you need help about Homesnap, you can tweet, add Homesnap as well. High five, see what's new. Okay, so that is everything in your section 2 in your gear in the top left of your screen. So I'm gonna hit back. And let's take a look at our page. So you can see I've got this plus here, so I can add a new profile photo right from there. I can change my background image. So if I don't want to keep those houses back there, I can adjust that as well. And just click on that plus sign. There's also an edit here to change that background image as well. To invite again, you have the option from here as well. So under me, I can come in here, I can type in my client's name and send them an invite right from here, a phone number, whatever it might be. If I want to go to my Paragon contacts, like this. These are all my contacts in Paragon. So if I need to go back to one of them and send them an invite, this will give you that option as well. So I'll hit accounts and go back, add clients in the top left and go back. And I'm going to select done here. Okay, so my clients to the right of invite, which is right in the middle. This is, again, takes you right back to what we viewed in the other section under Pro Agent. So it's going to have all the same options for you here as well. I'm going to hit back and you've got the more options. So from here, I can change my profile image as well. I can change my wallpaper. So they have some already in here. These are your selections. I don't believe it allows you to upload anything. So as far as I know right now, it's just the background images they give you, and it looks like they've added a few more. Okay. And right from your more as well, you have a mortgage calculator. So if I'm sitting with my client at the house and they want to know approximately what their payments are going to be, now I can fill this information and give them at least an approximate to get them by. Okay. Under there, affordability calculator, again, this will give you an approximate of what they can afford. And net sheet calculator for a seller. Done. History, I can view my snaps. If I take a photo of a property, this is where they're at. So if I want to go back and look for them, you just go to view snaps under history. View my clients. And in here again, the favorites should come in. I'm not really sure why. If I click on my client, let's open one of them up. That's probably the best way to see it. Okay, so here's Matt. So if I look here, see all favorites, and now I can see anything that he may have favorited. Okay. So all I did was I clicked on my client and I viewed their favorites. Yeah. Looks like she's got a new one too. Okay, so I'm gonna hit back, and I can message them from here as well, and I can share this profile, which again is my client, so I'm sure I would. Okay, so I'm gonna hit back and back again, and that will take me to the end. So we have gone through everything in our options here. Let me see if we went through our clients. Oh, let's go down a little bit really quick. My story. I know a lot of agents are doing the My Stories. They do the videos and so forth. This allows you to do a Homesnap story in here. Okay, I'm not going to do them right now. And then I can see here, here's some shortcuts real quick. So listings, these are all my listings. One active. I go back. My favorites, you've got a tab right here for favorites. I've got my recently viewed, and all I have to do is click on here to see all of them. So again, recently viewed properties. And my snaps. So if I snapped anything recently, it'll show me the property. Okay. Under there, I forgot the shortcuts over here. Let's take you through these. So this is what my profile looks like for a consumer. So for the clients out there, for a potential buyer or seller, this is what they see when they select my information. And they can see my favorites, business hours, business description. They can send me a question right from here. Okay. So this is my public profile. If I hit back, this is my agent only profile, because now I can see my sales and deal flows. So they can see my listing and my buyer sales right from here. Yeah. And under there is who's viewed my profile. Again, I believe this might be a Pro Plus. You can see what agents have looked you up. And again, most agents will probably see me in there, because if I had to contact them for anything, I will look you up. So if you see me in there, I'm probably looking up your number for some reason. And then under who's viewed my profile, my saved searches. So if I need to load these or adjust them again, this is where I can come in, click on the gear, and I can make any changes I want to and save it again. Okay, I'm gonna hit me again, take me back, and I'm gonna hit back again. My office. So contact information from my office and all the agents in my office. The arrow to the left here, back. And then manage MLS identities, which this is your identity with my real source. So it has you linked as an agent. If you don't see this, if you're having problems and you can't find listings the way and see the items that I'm seeing, make sure that you're verified under there for your MLS memberships, and that's what's going to make sure that you have all the access that you do. I'm going to hit back, and that should be it. So I believe I've gone through everything. So I can go through anything again. If I missed something, if I went through it too fast. So is there any questions at this time or anything you'd like me to review again before we go into showing time? I'm not seeing a chat. If you would like to talk real quick, we can unmute you. So I'm just looking real quick to see if anybody's requesting to be unmuted, which I can't see, Debbie, unfortunately. So Debbie, you'll have to take a look at that for me. I can't see, I only see Mimi on it. So anybody is requesting, just put your hand up and we can unmute you, or you can send a chat if there's any questions or anything you'd like me to go over again. I know sometimes I talk a little fast, so I may have gone over it too fast for you, or maybe I didn't show you something you're looking for in here. So let me know if there's any questions before I take you into showing time. Okay, Debbie, is there any questions at this point before I move on?
We're all good, thank you. Sorry,
Okay.
I couldn't find my speaker button.
Oh, no problem, no problem. Okay, so let's go into showing time. So I am going to close this out. And I'm going to take you to showing time. Okay, so everyone, hopefully you are in your showing time and it loaded for you. So with showing time, in the top left corner, you've got those 3 lines. Those are where your menu options are. So we're going to go ahead and click on our menu, and you can see on the left side. So this is all the options. We're going to walk through all of these. First thing at the very top, to the right of showing time, there's a little bell. If there's any notifications on anything, you will see that bell, and if you click on it, it will give you whatever your notifications are. Okay, I'm going to click those 3 lines again, top left corner. First thing is schedule a showing. So first thing it will do is open up your own listings. You can select near me, and you can select recent. I type in a property address, and that is how I typically run my showing requests. Now, I've had agents call because I help sometimes with tech support, and there'll be a listing that for some reason they can't find it, but they know it's listed, and it might be in a different MLS. For some reason, we're not seeing it in ours. You can still schedule a showing in showing time, even if you're not seeing the listing in Paragon. Just look for the property address. So just type in the property address, and let's see, it should pull it for you. Here it is. And then once you click on it, I'm going to select myself, and you're going to type in your buyer first. So add your buyers in here, because we'll keep track of what you showed them, which is great. Because if you end up with a buyer like I had in the past, where I showed them houses for 10 months before they bought, we looked at over 100 houses. After a while, I couldn't remember what we should have looked at, and I had showed them the same house more than once, and didn't realize it. So this is a great way to keep track of it. All you're going to do is add a buyer by clicking in the bottom right corner where it says new buyer, and then you will type in their first and last name. That's all you have to add. Nobody sees this except you. So when you're doing your showing request, no one's going to see this. You're the only person that knows that this is where you're requesting this from, who it's for. So type that information in, go back, you're going to select them. So I'm just going to select, zoom it down real quick. And then it gives you the option here to put what date, and then the time frame, and it will tell you if it's available or unavailable, how long your showing is going to be, whatever the maximum time they give you. If I want to just look at the calendar and see their availability, I'll say view listing availability and click on that. And then I can go through here and see if it's closed off at certain times of the day. This one is a go and show, so you can get there anytime to look at it. So, but some will be blacked off. You'll see blocked areas, or they may have additional showings and it's exclusive showings only. So that means you can't have more than one showing in the same time frame. If you see those will be blocked. You won't have that option. Okay, so we'll leave the time that I'm at. I'm going to hit back. And then it's going to ask you what your appointment type is for showing, what your agency type is. Buyer. For me, this is mine. So I would say seller's agent. It's my listing. And then it's going to ask you if you have options. So if they have a central lock, it will ask you if you can access central lock. So make sure you select that, and that's going to give you your information on it. And then you hit request appointment, and so the request will go in. Once it's confirmed, it will send you a confirmation. I'm not going to do that because then my client's going to think I'm showing the house. So I'm going to keep hitting these arrows back, and to get back to this section. Okay, so to go back to our menu, top left corner of our screen, we'll hit those 3 lines. And under schedule showing, let's look at our showing cart. Now, I'm going to hit view past, you don't have to see anything in here in the bottom right corner. In Paragon, when I pull 4 or 5 listings and my clients want to see multiple, I will do a showing cart. And here you won't have an option to do the showing cart. You can view them. So for example, Kurt and Sue, I took them out. They had 4 properties they wanted to see. So what happens is I select all those properties, and I will show you afterwards in Paragon. Once you select them, I can select my actions and send them all to showing time at the same time. Then I can put them in the order I want, select my times, because then I can see my time frames that is available, and you can see where it's blocked. It tells you how much time it'll take you to get from one house to the next, and then hit send request once. So if I have 10 houses I'm showing, I'm hitting send request once. I'm not going through it, each one individually, requesting it, going to the next, and doing it all at the same time. If you are not using showing cart, please use it. It is such a huge time saver. I did the old-fashioned way for many, many years, so it was nice when this option came to us. So it's very helpful. And then it puts it in a showing cart like this, so they're grouped together. So if I want to go back and see what did I show Kurt and Sue the other day, I can go back and find those properties. Okay, so I'm going to hit the arrow back, and I'm going to go back to my menu here. So under showing carts, this is showings on my listing. So right now, my new listing, I have one showing. And if I click on it, I can get all the information and details about the agent. Okay, arrow back to the top left, hit my menu again. Showings I have requested. So upcoming, I have none, but if you notice, there's 2 tabs. So my past ones are here. So I can see it goes back only so many days. So any past ones you'll find here. And I'm going to hit my menu at the top left again. My listings, if I want to adjust the listing instructions on here for showing time, I can. So for example, this one's closed. Let's go to Home Link. So if I want to change the go and show, it allows you to make that change, or if it's occupied, who the contacts are and who's going to be, the request will go through, and what I'm allowing for my appointments restrictions, my scheduling overlaps, showing any showing restrictions I can add in here. Your client calls are going to be out of town. You can go ahead and open it up, or I've got family coming in town and I can't do showings during that time. I can go in and set these up as well. My access for my lockboxes, any notes in there for the showing instructions, driving directions, and advanced options here will give me what my notifications are and what I'm allowing. So I'm going to hit my arrow back, top left corner of my screen, arrow back again. Okay, and we're going to go back to our menu. Under my listings is contacts. First one is my buyers. So all my buyers that I add in here, and these are showing times. So these are pulling up from showing time. So all my buyers that I've added are in here. I hit my menu at the top left. If I have any sellers, I've added those in here as well. And I'm going to go ahead. And if you have a new one, you can see here on the right side, I can hit new seller, new buyer, and that will allow me to add a new one. Hit my menu again. Under contacts is feedback. Feedback on my listings. If I want to look for feedback. So here's my one that closed already. Looks like I had feedback. This was my last one. I never sent to them. And actually, if I want to send it, you just click on there and you select it. This house already closed, so my clients are going to wonder why I'm sending this to them, but it's for a class, and that publishes it. So you can see here the ones that I've had feedback, and I've published these. So you can see when it says publish to homeowners right here, that means I've sent it to them. I can forward it again if they didn't see it for some reason. Okay, and the ones that did not provide feedback, you can see right up here as well. Okay, so we're going to go back, and I'm going to go back to my menu. So listings that I've shown the feedback I've given them. So if there's anything incomplete or you haven't done it yet, it'll be in here. Everything I've submitted will show up here. So some of the ones I've done so far are in here. Back to my menu at the top left. And we're going to look at our listing activity report next. So let's go into reports. All right, so let's take a look at my Tundra, because that one just closed, and there'll be a lot more in here than what we're going to see in my Home Lake one I just listed. So here first is a snapshot. It gives them a quick summary of what's going on. So we've had in the last 7 days no showings. It's closed already. I've had 12 showings in the last 30 days and 24 total showings on it. This one sold pretty quick. We had multiple offers as well. So if I look down here, showing activity by week, and then here is my feedback. So it actually breaks down all the feedback for you here. Okay. So I can send this to my client in the bottom left corner of my screen. So if I hit send, and I can share the activity report right to them, or I can send an announcement to agents that have shown my property. At the very bottom here, listing worksheet. Let me go back a step. Listing worksheets right here. So this again is the showing details I have for showing requests. I hit back again, action. This will allow me to schedule a showing on it, log a past appointment. Maybe I had an agent call that wasn't able to, doesn't have the app for showing time and they're on the road, and they asked me to schedule it for them. So I can log in a appointment that I've scheduled for them. Any listing comments, advertisement comment, open house comment, so forth, I can add those in. Okay, so let's go back here. So if you look here at the top under my summary to the left here, to the right, here is feedback. If I select that, here's my feedback again on this property, everything that I was waiting on and all the feedback I did receive. If I go back up here to the right again, This is activities. So this is everything that's happened since I listed in ShowingTime. So you can see my status change, appraisal request, inspection request, canceled showing, confirmed showing, confirmed showing. So you can see if anything was declined by your client and so forth. So you can see all the activity right from here. Okay, so I'm going to hit the arrow at the top left of my screen. And under your listing activity report, we have market stats in here now as well. So you can select market stats. You're going to leave ShowingTime. It's going to take you into market stats. So if I need to run quick, it's a shortcut to your market stats. If I want to run something real quick here, I want to see, how long the days were on market. So let's say days on market view in that area, and you can see how long it's taken. Kind of gives you just a quick overview. This will go back up to 10 years max. Let's say the last year, and it will do a line or it does a bar for you. This is great for social media if you want to post to social media, give some good information. And then how far back do you want to go? Like, are you showing for the years, each year totals, year to date, or you can do monthly if I want. So I can see monthly. Exactly. Oops. Let's see, there it goes. So I'd like to go back to, I'm not a big fan of, I like the line. I feel like it's a better visual. And you can see here for this is the entire MLS, how many days on market. So we're averaging about 18, 19. And if they touch this, you can see this was back in June. We were 8 days on market. Now we're 18 days on market. But if you look back in January, we were 21. And January of the year prior, we were, 20 days on market. Now, if I want to go back a few years, I go 3 years back and look at the change here. This is amazing. 2020, obviously that was our COVID year, but this is before COVID hit. I mean, our average was 39 days on market in January 2020. This is the entire MLS. So this is just giving you an average of days on market. This is a great visual. And you post this and people that are looking, possibly selling, I mean, you can see our days on market is nothing. Or if you have a listing that's been sitting a while, great way to show your sellers that this is pretty good. Right now, our numbers are not that bad. Okay, so this is our market stats. I'm going to go back to let's go back into my app for ShowingTime. Okay, so we're back to ShowingTime, and let's go back in our listing activity report. We're going to hit our menu there, the 3 lines top left. And we did our market stats. If you need support, you can from here. You can upgrade. I'm not sure what options you have for upgrading in here. ShowingTime seems to have everything. I haven't walked through it, but there might be other options. I know at one point they had like a showing desk, which would do your scheduling for you, and that might be the option. I'm not quite sure. And then under there, where your name is, there is a little gear. And this is your preferences, so you can make adjustments to your account. So under listing agent, showing defaults, this is your options in here. So again, you can turn anything on and off. You can allow like in-person appointments only, virtual only. Maybe your client's not allowing showings for some reason. Walk through showings, but they'll do a virtual. This is my default. So when I put in a new listing, it automatically defaults to appointment required. I don't want to put on go and show because that automatically opens up for no confirmation needed for showings. So I adjust each one of my listings as I go. Do I want to allow overlaps for showings? So my exclusive only. If you are allowing overlaps, it'll ask how many maximum, if there's buffer time in between each of them, there's any defaults. So, so share showing agent details with your clients. Mine does not. So if you want to show them who the agent and their information is, you can. But I do not. And then as far as my access information, do I have secure access? Yes. So I can access central lock boxes as well. Okay. If I go back to the arrow, am I showing notifications? What notifications do I want to get? So when I make a request, or requests are made for my listings, how do I want to receive these? So these are all email or push or text messages. So again, this is completely up to you. You can go ahead and click on whatever you want or whatever you don't want. Okay, so we're going to go back a step to the arrow here. Offer preferences. So this is how you're supposed to be notified on your listings if there's a new offer. So I know that there's a new product they're working on. I don't believe it's been launched yet. But when it does, it will actually give you a notification that there's a new offer on your property. So, which is great. And then you can include your client as well, that there's a new offer as well. But that also means that you're going to send that offer to them. So typically I like to review them before I go over them with my clients, but maybe there's an attorney involved and you want to send it automatically to them, you can. This option, as far as I know, has not started yet, but it's something I believe a product that they're working on. But I keep mine turned on just in case it does start. So I'm going to hit my arrow back. Okay, buyer's agent. What are my showing preferences here? So again, when I'm doing a showing request, what is my default? So automatically puts in for showing that I'm requesting, what is my default timing? So if you want to automatically have it an hour each time, it will set up that way and then you can adjust it afterwards. What can you access? Can you access a central lock, super lock, and do you have a HUD key? Hit back. Showing notifications. How do I want to receive those as well? So I can select what I'd like there. Offer notifications, same thing. This is how, as a buyer's agent, offers I've submitted, I get notifications on those. And then under my account, my contact details. So if any of this is incorrect, you can double check to make sure we have the correct information for your cell and so forth. Let me hit back. Login information, you can change this, but I would suggest, unless you forgot your password, I would suggest that you keep the same password in. I do find that it's a little difficult to get back in here, so you'll have to go a lot of times through your desktop under showing time, and then in there you can, your very first page when you get in there has an option for your password as well. So if you're having a problem resetting it, if you can't do it in here, just go to the desktop view when you're showing time. You should have no problem resetting your password there as well. We hit back. And under your login information, additional preferences. So if you have messages from agents and clients, how do you want to receive those? And do you want to receive notifications certain times? I'm up late, so it doesn't matter to me when I get them. So, and arrow back. Calendar sync. I like my appointments synced. So this will sync anytime I have a showing confirmed, showing request, showing confirmed, or showings on my properties. That will go on my calendar, which I love because then I can keep track of it. So if I want them synced, I can. If you don't have to. And how far back do you want to go back for past appointments? I can go a year back if I want to and hit sync now. And it's now going to sync everything into my calendar. So if I hit subscribe here, let's do it, let's see if it works. Yeah. So now if I go back to my calendar, I should be able to see any showings that I've had in the past, which, let's see, let's do a showing. Let's see when I have everything in. Yep, so here's some of my showing appointments. So you can see they synced right onto my calendar. So again, I sync those in, and then you should be able to add those on every time. Get the calendar here and go back. So you don't have to include them in there if you don't want to. You can add them individually. It's completely up to you. Okay, I'm going to hit my back button, and that should be it. So that is everything in showing time. The only other thing in the top right here, these balloons, that's if there's messages sent back and forth for any of your properties, anything that you've requested showing on, or any of your listings as well, or any properties actually, if there's any conversations. So you can see like my Tundra for my showing request, like if there was a reason why. So this one, for example, this one had already sold and we declined it. So there was a message from the agent as well. But if they're sending you messages, like this one, which is great. I love that agents are letting us know they've accepted an offer when the property is still showing active and I have a showing coming up. Because my clients get in these homes and they love them and then they're already sold. So this is great. So the agent sent me a message, just said, you're welcome to still show it, but we did accept an offer. So, okay, so we have gone through a lot. We've gone through everything in showing time in Homesnap. I know I've probably overloaded everyone and I talk really fast, so hopefully I didn't go over it too fast for you. Is there any questions? Is there anything that I can show you again? Anything I missed or anything you have questions that I did not show you? Let me know, Homesnap or our showing time. So either one.
Yes, Lynn had a question about the upgraded version, but she was thinking you were talking about showing time, but that's the upgrade is Homesnap. Could you talk a little bit more about that again?
Sure, the Pro Plus, let me go back to it. So Pro Plus will give you options. So what they do is they basically advertise for you. So they will put you out on Google. So you'll see, like when agents are running a search, they can locate you if they're looking for agents in the area. Sometimes when they're looking at a property, it will show agents it pulls in the area. So it does help for advertising. So I'm going to go back to my Pro Plus. And then you can see here, there's a couple of different features that you get. Now, advertising a listing is not included with the Pro Plus. That is an additional fee as well. But you don't have to be a Pro Plus to advertise. So anyone that's a pro agent, anyone that belongs to Homesnap can advertise for whatever fees that they have on here, depending which social media you'd like to do. But things like if you go like request reviews, if I want to request reviews on Google, which I have not done this yet, I can go in here and actually request a review. So I can go back here. Let's go back. Some of the other things I can do when I'm looking at a property. So let's find one of, I'm going to go back to me here. If I look up one of the properties I just looked at, so for example, this house in Ann Arbor, if you look at the very top where the photos are, as a Pro Plus agent, I can go back and see older photos. So as a Homesnap Pro agent, I can only see the recent ones. Once it's sold, then I can only see the front. So this will give you flashback photos. So I can go back, this was a listing back in 2017, and I can see all of those on this property. You can see these also in Paragon. So it's not like you can't get to these as well. You can. It's just the app gives you those options now as a Pro Plus member. You can actually go back. Some of the other options, some of the other things you can do in here under the Pro Plus. I think there's a couple other things here. Dashboard. So here's my Google business profile. So it creates a profile for you. Okay, and this will keep track of how many views you've had. If I go to my report here, how many people have searched, how many people have seen my contact information, and so forth. I've received some messages from this. I can probably do a lot more in here than I am doing. Unfortunately, I need to take time to really go in here and make some changes and adjust things and send some more things out. But I have advertised on here as well before, and I have checked this before, and I have received calls on it. But you can manage your settings and so forth too. And I can see my activity. So everything that has been posted for me, you can see as you're going through here. So this is your activity log as well. So it's a great feature if you need a little bit more. If you want more advertising, you want your information sent out more. If you want to be able to request reviews in here, with Google, that's some of the options that you get. And I think that's it. Is there any other questions? Does that answer the questions she had, Debbie? Because I can't see any questions or anything on my personal reason.
That. Yeah, Lynn, if you want to just let me know that we're all good. She's got to open up her sidebar, get to the chat bar. And Lynn, I thought there was an option on ShowingTime too.
Oh, so yes, ShowingTime does have an upgrade. Here, let's click on it. Let's see what option we have. Because I know one of the upgrades we had before, and it's that Showing Desk, and I don't know if they're still, I haven't looked at it in a while. So
Showing Desk we offer to some of the offices that they pay for.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, so
Let's see.
upgrade from email work.
So here it is. So it looks like it is appointment center. So they can schedule, it allows them to, I think it looks like you can do a scheduling, like an appointment center scheduling option.
Oh, the appointment setter. Okay, yeah.
Yes,
So
that's why I was thinking the Showing Desk.
Live person, yeah. Live person for someone to answer. Usually that's something offered by the office. So, but yeah. Sorry, Lynn, I wasn't thinking about for the office.
Yeah, that's what I meant, the appointment center. I'm sorry, I keep saying Showing Desk, but that allows them to do. So if you don't have a secretary or someone at your office that actually helps with scheduling, that's what this is. Wow. It's a live person.
Geez, that's almost as much as your MLS membership.
I know. I was looking at that going, wow, it's pricey. but I guess if you have a team, it includes 10. So if you have a team, this might be worth it.
Yeah, definitely.
So forth. So that might be, but again, it just depends on your office offers.
That is less expensive than hiring an assistant.
Oh, absolutely. You're not finding anyone for $45 a month to answer your phones. That's not going to happen. So. Is there any other questions or anything else I can answer?
I think we're good. Yep, she got it. She's like, thank you very much. Cool.
problem, no problem. So is anyone, I'm hoping everyone's very comfortable. If there's anything you want me to show again, I can. We have time. Again, I talked fast, so we got through the class pretty quick. So,
And that is the one thing about this not being an in-person class, then there's no stopping and starting and helping this person, then that person, and then that person.
Yeah,
it does make it go quicker.
It does go quicker. Even though I do miss having in person. I like being in the same classroom with everybody.
Tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. we're doing marketing with market stats. So that's that market stats out of the resources icon. Chris Nixon is going to be doing the in-person class for us. So far, as of 9, there was only one this morning, but I did have more marketing going out today via MailChimp and Facebook. So I'm sure we'll have more.
In person. Great way to go back into our classroom. Our classroom's wonderful. It's set up great. You don't really have to do much. We've got the computers for you. We've got coffee. Just come on in.
I love it. Yep. It's nice. Nice to get back there again.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, well, if we're good, you had all the handouts on there, so hopefully everybody downloaded those handouts.
Definitely.
And if you didn't, they're under MLS documents as well. Go ahead, Deb. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's plenty there. It's funny because I had to pick only 5 out of the probably 20 we have between ShowingTime and Homesnap. So it was a hard decision as to which ones to pick.
Yes, there's so much. And the nice thing about our handouts is they're broken down in sections. So we're not giving you one handout for all of Paragon. It's going to break it down from whether it's Homesnap or ShowingTime or Transaction Desk and how to write an offer. And they're all different sections. So there's quite a few in there.
Excellent. Well, Lisa, thank you very, very much as always for teaching for us. We all appreciate you. This class
I'm sorry, Deb, before I interrupt you, I just remembered. ShowingTime, the showing cart. I'd like to show everyone that, whoever would like to see it real quick. So let me just show that real quick because I feel that's such a huge advantage to use and time saver. So let me get out of this real quick. Let's turn this off. Okay. So let's look real quick, and then I will let everyone go then. I'm sorry. So in order to do showing cart, you need to find the listing. So I'm just going to go to new listings it just listed. And I'm going to grab a few of these real quick just to drop them into my ShowingTime. So let's find in the same locations. Let's do them all in the same city so you're not all over the place. So let's do, here's 3 in Chesterfield. We'll grab those. So you check mark the ones that you'd like, as many as you have that your client wants to see. And then you've got an option here at the very top in this light blue section. It says Actions. And we're going to select ShowingTime. Okay, so once you get to ShowingTime, you're going to see your information here in the top. And then to the bottom right corner, Add to Showing Cart. That's what you want. So select Add to Showing Cart. It's going to ask you which day are you doing showing. So I'll say Saturday. It's going to ask you which buyer. So once you start adding them, they'll all show up here. But if you don't have them, you just hit Add New. But I'm going to just, for example, here, I'll just do Mr. Buyer, hit OK. And now they're in a showing cart. So from here, I can see my map, which will show me the properties and order, so I can figure out my order. This is wonderful. 30 years ago, I had a map book, and I literally had to go from one to one and write down directions. So this will save you a ton of time. I can adjust these by either doing Smart Route here in the left of my screen. This will automatically adjust the order for me. Or, zoom out a little bit here, if I know that I want to start off over here at number 3, and then I want to end at number 2, what I can do is I can just adjust the numbers. So I can put number 1 here, and I'm going to end it. This will be 3, and this is 2. So once I change the numbers, you hit update right above it. Now it's going to adjust it again for me. So I'm just going to see it. So now here's my order. And what I love here is this is the availability. So I can see right from here, okay, now if this one was not available at the time I needed, I might need to change the order again. So, and then you can see how far they go. If there's appointments in between, you'll see it blacked out. Now I can select the time. So my first one here, say I want to go in and it's a showing. My appointment start time will be noon. And I want it to end at 1. If I have any notes, I can put those in there, hit save. And then if I look at the next one down on Quick View, it will tell me it is 6.3 miles in 12 minutes. So now I can adjust my timing for my next showing by the amount of time I need in the showing approximately, and then my driving time. So now I know, well, I'm not going to make it over here before 12:30, depending on how long they walk through. So I'll hit pick a time. Now I'm going to go 12:30 on this one. And we'll go 12:30. Yes. Uh-oh, what's wrong?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was reading something else.
Oh, okay.
There is an error on my email.
Just tell me, I'll fix it now. Okay, so 12:30 to 1:30.
Sorry, it's okay. My mic is usually off.
That's okay. And then the last one is 2.9 miles, 9 minutes. So I'll pick my last one and say we'll go from, this one will go from 1 to 2. Okay, so I've got all my times in here. So now, which I'm not going to do the next part, but I'm going to show you, is I'm going to send requests here in the top right corner. If I send it right now, it's going to send these out, and I don't want to do the showing. So I'm not going to do it right now, but you just hit send requests. It will send all of them. You can see 2 of mine are going show. I'll have automatic confirmation on those, and then this one will just wait till they actually accept the appointment or confirm the appointment. Okay, so it's that simple. If I need to add more as I'm doing this, I can actually type in an MLS number here at the top, type in an address, and hit go, and then add that in. I can remove these by hitting remove at any time. And once I have my request done, you can email or print your actual confirmations here. And if I print and I do my agent version, I can show my listing images, I can show a map, I can show directions. It will show each one of the properties. It will show the confirmation, the lockbox code, any instructions. This is nice to have too, so sometimes I will print these. And if you don't need all of this, you don't need to have all this. Sometimes I like just at least the map, you don't need directions, and you can remove those. But again, you can email these or print them. And you can do the same for your client. So now I can send it to my buyers, and I can either print it from my buyer or I can email it to them. And it will show them the order where it'll be going, the time frame, and so forth in an app. And I can do directions as well. So I can show them step-by-step directions, how to get to each one. I absolutely love ShowingTime, the showing card. This to me is the best feature that they've ever added. So again, please use it. It is so beneficial. And if I want to go back in the Paragon, and now I want to see what did I show my client, I can go to my contacts, and actually not my contacts, I'm sorry. I'm going to go into ShowingTime under my resources, then go to my contacts. ShowingTime, contacts, it's going to load them all. So here's my contacts. It will tell me my client's name, how many showings. These are my favorite. Absolutely love these buyers, 97 showings. Click on it. I can see every property I showed them, if it was declined or confirmed. And I can go through every page. Yeah, so that was
Lynn also added she loves the showing cards.
Wonderful. Yes, I'm glad you're using it. Some agents don't even realize we have this option, so I just wanted to make sure everyone knew where it was and knew how to use it. So yes, if you haven't used it, please do. You will be very happy with it. Okay, so I think I've gone through everything. Anything else, Debbie, that I should cover or show them real quick before?
I think you hit it all.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I hope the class was helpful. Come back to any classes you'd like, or visit us in our classroom, which those are starting up as well. So.
Excellent. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, everybody, for attending today.
Thank you. Have a good day, everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye.